Hi, Leo. Welcome to your When the X Returns reading. I understand the X's are X's for a reason, but sometimes there's that one that got away. There could be distance involved, or it just wasn't the right time. So there's that to consider. Of course, it's at your discretion. Everything you need to know, as per usual, is in the description box below. And then the recommender reader shoutouts, I have two. One is Tarot by Tess, and the other is Ignatius Wallace Tree of Life Messages. Much love and support to them both, and I will have their links in the description box below, so you can hopefully stop by, check them out, and give them a like and a subscribe if you like what they have to say. All right, Leo, When the X Returns for Leo. On it. Right. Leo, ooh, unexpected. All right, unexpected communication, unexpected vacation, or a flight somewhere perhaps. Incoming messages of love. Okay. All right, so we've got, I think they're trying to work through some heartache. I think they're wanting to figure out how to get through this, and they think you are integral to that. So we've got the Two of Swords. Let's do this. We got the Two of Swords. Sorry, Four of Cups. Fool. Ooh, Chariot. Wow. Interesting. So what's this? Why? Okay, so this is unexpected. Maybe this has just happened with you, Leo, because this looks at when, not if. So this might have just happened unexpectedly so. And we've got somebody really wanting to work through some heartache. They could even be wanting to offer an apology. What's this? What's this Two of Swords about for Leo? Two of Swords about for Leo. Okay. Perhaps there was some kind of truce or stalemate. Like a peaceful indifference, if you will. Not that that's... But what's this Fool about? Is there no connection here? Is this... Pardon me. What's this Fool about? Okay. It's all about just walking away, thinking that there's better out there. And like, you know what? We both deserve to be happy. Let's just, off we go. Excuse me. Perhaps this is somebody that just up and walked away. Quite literally. They thought maybe you just got up, walked out the door, and never came back. And Leo, they're sorry. I think they're trying to work through their heartache over you. Because this is about you just choosing a new beginning, just up and walking out and wanting something else and someone else. And they're not, look at this. We got the Temperance and we've got the Four of Cups. This is disappointment and sadness and grief and wanting to move on and wanting to figure out how to work their way through the heartache. And we've got this, what's this Chariot here? Chariot. Could be Cancerian, Sagittarius, Virgo, Sagittarius again. What's this Chariot about? They're very disappointed and sad, but they're also taking that meditative space to think about things. So this could be healing right here. That they're coming back to, they're trying to figure out a way through the heartache, and they're coming back to say they're sorry. But this is not necessarily a reconciliation, or is it? Hold on. What is this? What's this Chariot about here? What is it Chariot about? Well, here's the thing about heartache. I think this is almost, they just want some kind of forward movement. Both of these are about forward movement. If it's not with you, it's like they want absolution or something. They want to be able to move forward, to get out from under this heartache. And it's been killing them that you two are not in conversation or talking. I think they're trying to hold back their emotions, but at the same time, they're trying to work through the heartache of being just someone just up and choosing something else. They're trying to be very practical about this, very, I want to say closed off. They don't want their feelings to factor into this. They're really just trying to work their way through this and understand and get that momentum back in their life. I can't tell if this is with you, or they just want some kind of absolution, or they just want to understand why so that they can move on. Because they want forward movement. They want to move on, but whether that's with you or, I don't know if it's with you. I mean, well, we got Leo here, so yeah. What else for this Chariot? So this is someone that hasn't gotten over you. Chariot. Yep, they want forward movement. They want things to work out with you. They want to know it's. But here's the thing. It starts off as an apology, or I've been thinking about it, just something really kind of sweet and nice and sincere, because they're stuck. Honestly, they're trying to work through this, but it turns into them wanting to. First, it's like, I just want to understand why, and then it turns into, it goes from this Two of Swords to wanting to work things out with you. I feel like there's been enough distance and time to where they feel like they can talk to you again. But as soon as they do, it starts to open up all these feelings and like the what ifs and the why. And the thing about someone wanting to know, but why? They don't want to know why. They just want to hear your argument so they can either punch holes in it or use it in a certain way. And that's not bad. Because sometimes people want to understand why, but then, when they do, they're like, but wait a minute. And then they want to explain. There's nothing wrong with that. But if somebody is just doing that sort of seductive conversation or that inductive conversation where they put a situation out there to where they know you'll respond, and then they can start doing their conversation kung fu or whatever. So just be careful. If it's one of those situations, which it doesn't look like it is, honestly, this doesn't look like somebody that's going to try and work you over verbally. I don't think you'd allow for that. Good luck to them, right? I don't think you'd put up with that. But it feels like somebody's really having a hard time getting over it. So if they just kind of show up and like, hi, how are you? Or how's things going? It's unexpectedly opens up a whole can of worms for them. It goes from this right here being very kind of pragmatic and just being like, okay, then we, block emotions, not really talking about things and not really feeling for you, to, I want to work things out. I want to move forward with you and work things out. We got 2 Leo cards here. Both of these are Leo. So, yeah. Okay. What else for Leo? 2 cards for Leo, please. What else? Let me put this up here. So this could be cheating, lying, stealing, thieving, hoarding, but it's something that over time takes its toll on a long-standing relationship, and it goes from things being exciting and interesting to worry, anxiety, and feelings tied down and held down. And if that's the case, I could see why you just up and left. Because how do you get through something like that when somebody's just constantly trying to work out their past or their own machinations, and they've got all these really difficult behaviors that get in the way of you two connecting? I mean, I could see why it goes from being solid and stable to feeling like you're tied down. So these could be long-standing issues of somebody not being honest, somebody hiding things, somebody just little things that eventually eat away at the core of trust and respect and all that you need in that healthy connection with someone. Now here she comes. She's putting her 2 cents in. All right, confirmation card for Leo. Confirmation card for Leo. What do they need to know? I'm up. Unexpected upset. So perhaps we got 2 cards of the unexpected here. 8 of Wands and the Tower. There's still a lot of unresolved things, at least for this person, and maybe for you too, especially if you just up and walked away, that you just wanted to start giving your attention and energy to something else. Well, yeah, if something was constantly taking it out of the relationship, it never got any better, it never reached solid ground because somebody just never let it get to that, then yeah, there's still a whole lot unsettled. But this also could speak to the unexpected element of this communication of things coming in, and that there's still a whole heck of a lot for them that they're still trying to work through. But this is unexpected, and could possibly be unsettling, especially if we're coming off of, a really challenging relationship where someone just was always doing something to upset the stability. All right. Because this is about a loss of love too. Emotionally unhealthy connection at some point. At some point it becomes emotionally unhealthy to stay connected. And it was a long-standing issue. What does Leo need to know? Last 2 things. What does Leo need to know? What do you need to know? Alright, so when it's like this, I turn it like that. That is the King of Cups reversed. And this is like this. And the King of Swords. You need to cut this off. I am sorry. But this does not look like it's going to be a happily ever after situation. This looks like this is a misalignment of values here. This is somebody who's having a very difficult time getting through this. and they might want your help with it at first, but then they might ask for a reconciliation. They might not. I mean, but it looks like this is with Leo here. But the issues that the issues that broke you two up are still there. They're still unresolved within this person. It's just that they're having a hard time trying to work through their feelings, and they think that you can help them with that like you always did before, I'm sure. Nothing's changed. You two are not on the same page, and you need to cut this off. You need to make executive decisions, and they need to go on their own to work this out, because that's part of why they're showing up. That's how they get their foot in the door, is to either apologize or want to say, this and that, but then it becomes about negotiation. Don't do it. Cut things off. Be strategic about your information and your involvement with them, Leo. Okay, so this is one of those X's where, they deserve to be an X. I just don't think this is good. We got the Tower and we got the Ten of Cups reversed. I don't think this is a good situation for you. My 2 cents. All right. I hope this was helpful, Leo. I wish you luck with this, and I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care.